Está viviendo una situación tensa con este hombre que llegó de 40 años, que llegó muerto acá al hospital con una herida de arma de fuego en el pecho. Ya se lo llevó policía científica, creo que yo, para hacerle la autopsia.
A raíz de los hechos de violencia que se dieron ayer en La Plata y que dejaron como consecuencia a un hincha de Lanús muerto a causa de las balas de goma de la policía bonaerense, nosotros ahora vamos a mostrarte el siguiente informe que hicimos en Holanda. Vamos a mostrarte cómo este país fue uno de los pocos que consiguió erradicar la violencia en los hooligans. Y te vamos a mostrar cómo lo hicieron en la siguiente nota de Caiga quien caiga. How were things in the football in Holland, in the Netherlands?
Well, in the past, let's say 25, 30 years ago, we had a lot of problems with football fans. Well, a lot of confrontation. But now, it's quite rare to have incidents, and things have changed.
What happens if a fan enters the field?
They have taken away the fences inside the stadium. We will see that later on. And so it would be easy.
No fences at all?
No fences at all. It would be easy for a fan to enter the field. But if he does that, he will get a big fine, something like 10,000 euros, and he will get a stadium ban for 10 years. They will not let him in anymore.
Una situación increíble, escandalosa. Entraron hinchas, encararon a los jugadores de River.
Es increíble, estamos viendo, están pidiendo garra y otras cosas más. Los hinchas cara a cara a los jugadores de River, algo que no hemos visto.
And what happens also is that the fans, because they know it will damage the club if that happens, so they look after each other, that no one does these crazy things and go into the field.
Y yo sé que lo que voy a decir no tiene mucho que ver con el partido, pero yo sigo observando las pequeñas diferencias. ¿Y se acuerdan de afuera que llovía, que granizaba, que estábamos con la bufanda hasta acá? Bueno, observen la calefacción que me pusieron acá en el estadio de Eindhoven del PSV. Esto para contrarrestar un poco el pechito frío de la hinchada, ¿no? Me emocioné, chicos, me emocioné. Mirá el trapo que pelaron en la tribuna los hinchas del PSV. Esos son los pesutis, We're now in the entrance of the visitantes, which is quite different from in Eindhoven, right?
It's a bit different, but well, what is similar is that they have a separate entrance for the visitantes. So you only see the hinchada de Independiente here, and so there's no mingling of fans. So that's the same principle.
Okay, but for example, in Eindhoven, we have this thing where they entrance.
Tunnel where they enter and they come directly into the stadium, and that's also in the tunnel where before they enter the stadium, where they will be searched, where the ticket will be checked. So here, this is done before the ticket is checked, but it's done in a very quiet way.
How you handle all the security here, because you have no officers from the police inside of the stadium, right?
Well, there are quite a few, but that's about 12 at the max.
Only 12?
Yeah, in the stadium, just to be sure that they know what the atmosphere is in the stadium, but the rest is all outside.
What do you think about the quantity of police officers that are here around us? A lot, right?
Yes, there are quite a lot, and I don't know about the history of this game, and I don't know about the risk assessment of this game, but generally what we saw in Argentina is that a lot of police officers are being used for all games.
This is supposed to be a low-risk team.
It's supposed to be a low-risk game, so that's quite a few police officers. And as you say, with helmets, and with the weapons.
Weapons are like, really, are those necessary?
You didn't see weapons like that when you were in Eindhoven.
They don't need it, right? Maybe here they need it.
Well, I hope not.
What is the capacity of this stadium, Mark?
35,000.
I was watching that they were drinking alcohol, they were drinking beer without problem, right?
Yes, we are allowed to distribute alcohol during all season games, except for the high-risk games, and we have only one high-risk game in the whole season.
That's, for example, the one between the PSV and the Ajax, right?
Yes, that's the only one.
But these games could be an opportunity to improve relationship with fans. If the fans experience that the police is here to help them, to make them feel safe, and also to help them to enjoy the match, then people will start to think differently about police. So it's it's not only a risk, a match like this, it's also an opportunity to improve relationships.
Esto hace que suene todo tan fácil, tan sencillo, pero es un poquito más complicado. Se ve que nos cuesta un poco llevar a la práctica todo lo que todo dice que tiene sentido, pero acá es difícil. Could you explain us how you work with the cameras and if they are effective to prevent small or medium incidents?
Totally, we have 72 cameras inside and outside. When we see something that happens or can happen in the surrounding of the stadium, we will intervene by police because we are responsible at the street.
What happened with those fans after that incident? Are they coming back to the stadium? Can they come again to see their team?
No, they have been arrested. They had to stay in the police station for a few days.
For a few days.
For a few days. They get a penalty from the judge, and after that they have a stadium ban for I think many years.
Saltaron los molinetes, pasaron con la anuencia de la policía. ¿O habrá habido en el medio también algo más para poder acceder?
And they respect that, or they like keep trying to come back and make travels?
Our experience is that they respect that punishment. If they try to be in the city center, we know them and we will see them and they will get a penalty again. So.
Do you see usually fans or hooligans like around the stadium or coming to the trainings or something like that?
No, well, sometimes to the stadium, but of course we know our hardcore fans very well. We know them by name. Our stewards know them by name. We know where they live and they know us.
And do they have access to the football players, for example?
Yeah, if they come to the training and it's open for the public, yes.
They behave okay. They don't press or put pressure on the players, not at all.
No, not normal here. No.
Esto es Morel Rodríguez, que fue el que peor la pasó.
Does it ever happen that a death happens inside of the stadium during a match or something like that?
There was one incident, it was in 1998, I suppose, and that was a big fight outside the stadium, but no dead people inside the stadium.
Un hincha muerto, otro herido grave.
You know that in Buenos Aires we have to regret a lot of incidents, a lot of deaths happening in the violence of the football. What would you do if there's a death inside, for example, of the stadium?
Inside in Hall, in our stadium? Well, I don't say it's never going to happen, but I think we have that kind of security measures that the risk of any incident like that will be, well, very, very little.
So you cannot even imagine that happen?
No, not at all.
After that experience and after the little tour that we did today, do you think there's still hope for us in Argentina to solve the violence in the football?
No, that's maybe too complex because that really needs the political will of everyone involved. But
we don't have, right?
At the moment, it's very complex because there are all these links between barra bravas, between politicians, between clubs, and involved negotiation, dinero. That's very difficult. But it is possible to take small steps, improve things step by step, and to make use in a positive way of that passion. There's so much passion in fans, and that's to try to put that energy to good use.
Pero este informe no termina acá, sino que también te vamos a mostrar lo que pasaba aproximadamente hace un año, cuando le preguntábamos a los dirigentes del fútbol argentino si existen o no barra bravas.
Argentinos Juniors, ¿hay barra bravas?
Yo te hago una pregunta a vos. Revisá los antecedentes de violencia que tiene Argentino Juniors. Yo te digo que hace 7, 8, 9 años que no pasa nada.
No, en San Lorenzo lo que tenemos es hinchas que sí, que conocemos, que van a todos lados, que viajan con micros, pero no son barra bravas. De hecho, San Lorenzo es un club que se caracteriza por no tener episodios de violencia.
El día que quieran erradicar las barras, hace falta una decisión política. ¿Está? Entonces, bueno, vos tenés un programa político, explícalo vos.
Hace un mes le preguntamos por la existencia de barra bravas en River. ¿Hay barra bravas en River, sí o no, Turnes? ¿Turnes? Mauro Martín, por ejemplo, ¿es un barra brava?
Para mí no es un barra brava.
¿Qué es?
Es un hincha calificado.
No me diga nada, no me anticipe. ¿Tomar alguna medida para apoyar todos a Cantero en esta lucha que está llevando adelante contra la barra brava de Independiente?
¿Seguro?
¿Qué tipo de medida tomaron?
¿De coñac?
¿Y reconocer la existencia de los barra bravas en los clubes no es el primer paso para solucionar el problema?
Esto de los barra bravas ya venía, yo te creo que Cristo tenía barra brava. Los apóstoles barra brava, ¿viste? Para
para predicar la religión cristiana.
Cristo tenía barra brava, los apóstoles barra brava, ¿viste? Para predicar la religión cristiana.